Terry. I'm here on Key Biscayne, and I'm joining the Fidget quilt group.
I'm Sally, and we started this Fidget sweatshop on Key Biscayne, and we've had as many as 15 working, on and on and on. We've made over 600 blankets and items to take to Alzheimer's patients.
It's a group of dedicated people here on Key Biscayne that found out how to make these quilts. They're basically what, for Alzheimer's patients?
Correct, and dementia patients.
And dementia. And now, how did you start the group? How did this come to you as an idea?
Well, Linda Manila is a very creative sewer, so she and I got together and we started this group. And then the next thing you know is Bonnie Craigville gave us the fabric. My father, who was a physician, had Alzheimer's at a young age, and it's really a deep, terrible disease, and we wanted to keep the patients or the residents active with their fingers.
And you heard about these?
The internet, we saw it on the internet.
See, YouTube, lots of ideas.
YouTube, lots of ideas. And so we started this way, and we want you to know that any ladies group or gentlemen's group in all the world can put this together. It's really heartwarming because they go to Alzheimer's patients. And we meet once a week for 2 hours, and we sew, and a lot of the ladies and gentlemen take the work home and work at home. So please, anybody that would like to join us, please do. I think the hardest thing that I found was getting people interested. You're always trying to sell your programs and disappointed if somebody doesn't come.
And I found out about it just reading the Islander newspaper. I was the caregiver with my mom, and after she passed away, this was just something to get me out, get me going, keep me busy, and I fell in love with it. I've always been able to sew, and I thought, I'll put some work in here. And coming here the very first day, who do I meet at the elevator? Sally! And we have been best friends ever since.
Ever since. And so you see, it's very social also.
Yes.
But she is a retired teacher. I am a retired teacher.
Yes.
And I think Kathy Keith taught school. So
Nurse
school, excuse me. So please take a look at the group. Sometimes we have 15. Sometimes we have 3 or 4. It makes no difference. We do have some donations, and we certainly welcome donations. But the village supports us, and the foundation supports us. The village supports us, but the foundation actually gives us the dollars.
And the foundation is the Key Biscayne Community Foundation.
Exactly. Let me introduce you to Anna.
That'd be wonderful, Anna. So what do you do for the group?
I try to help them put it together, like sewing.
It's a patchwork of sorts. So do you cut all these pieces of fabric?
All the women, we give them some fabrics and tell them what size to cut the squares in, and that's why it comes all sizes. They think they're doing it very well. But once you sew, then you adjust everything, and it comes out a beautiful project. And we tell them to cut it 4 inches, square, or 5 inches, and it comes out with it. Everyone's talking.
And that,
so by the time they're through, you have 5 sizes. It's lots of fun. We all laugh. Who wants to do this one?
and this was the very first project. And we had to sew everything. Then we went to this idea with one solid piece. Go ahead, Ann, and tell us about that.
Oh, this one doesn't have the squares.
No, but we made it with rickrack.
Oh, so it looks like a square, but it's not. Ah, okay.
And that's to tell people to put some activity in each one of these. Then we went to the apron.
And then we got fancier. No suggestions. You just do what you want.
Yeah.
And now the latest project is a small one. Individuals.
You hope that they find out there's something and they play with it and they put it back. And sometimes there's a little animal and they just hold the animal and embrace it. So you really never know how they're going to react.
You don't know what's going to touch them.
And sometimes they don't want it right away, but then they look and they reach out and get it. So we just have to be patient.
Yes.
And a lot of them have caregivers, so the caregivers will help instruct them.
It's just a simple flower on here, but that would be fun just to touch and
They read all the different textures.
occupies the brain. Is that the concept of it?
That's the idea.
And tactile.
Feel and touch.
Whether something makes some noise, whether it's clipping, whether they put their hand into something like this. feeling the opening and closing, zippers that they can go up and down with, just to give them something to occupy their time and to stimulate their mind. These are made for veterans or male Alzheimer's patients. So I made a
That's
project.
why you did the flag.
The flags,
This is
the
very-
ribbon.
Now this one is, like you said, it's the one piece of fabric, it's not the squares.
Correct.
You decided to go against that, but then you put on all the different,
Now, look at this one with the monkey. See, they love that. And they go and embrace the monkey or cat or, and,
Here's another one that Susan sort of spearheaded the veterans, Susan and Jeannie. So,
let's hold this up here.
We've taken them to the VA hospital and given them a number of blankets.
Oh, they must be so happy when they get these. You know, dementia is something that you can't explain it. You don't know where the mind goes. But when they find something like this that they can touch and feel, and
You see smiles on their faces.
that's the best
That's the
reward,
best.
isn't it?
Thank you.
They have a hospice unit at the VA hospital, and they have 3 floors with dementia. There are 40 on one floor, 40 on another floor, and a number on another floor. And they're all stages of Alzheimer's. Most of the people there are men, obviously, not too many women.
the other way around, in the other memory centers, we
Right.
find a lot more
Women.
women than men in the
Women.
private ones. And Christine is one of our helpers here. Maybe she'd
Oh,
like to add something.
I'm so glad to be part of this group. So lovely girls, and I'm having fun. I was able to be part of one of the visits, and it was so nice to be part of, to be there, showing the fidget blankets to people, and they were so glad to be able to have somebody with them sharing the moment, because they live the moment, not the past, not the future, the moment, and that's important. That's important to be with them, with this. They are very pleased to be, to have visitors, and to visit with this is a win-win. I'm so glad.
what I enjoy about all of this, besides giving it away, is seeing people who don't even realize they have any talent. And they start looking at things, and before you know it, they make all these beautiful things. And they're very proud. And that's what's nice.
We give them to the people. They just like the touch and the feel and the zippers. And the caregivers are the ones that are really pleased. The last place we went to, the caregiver cried. She literally cried in front of us when we gave this to them. It's taken a life of its own. It's fabulous, and I'm thrilled to meet all kinds of different people.
We've made over 500.
Mary, she works at home on her blankets. So you don't need to come here 2 hours every week.
I'm Mary, and I'm one of the busy ladies, and I do my work at home. So, but I do come to the community center to be a part of the group. I like sharing my ideas and letting people see my work. And these are some of the pieces that I've made. And this is one of my small blankets. And it has a number of different engaging activities, which is really, really important. And as you can see, the Caribbean side of me always go for the bright colors. And there are a number of things that you can do. I have pockets, you can zip, you can pull. We stitch over each item 3, 4, 5 times. And that way it's secured, and we're very aware of them possibly wanting to pull on some of the things. So we try to be very careful stitching, double stitching everything. Very bright. And I was asked if we can put words on some of our pieces, because a lot of the people who are suffering with dementia, different forms of dementia, have lost their words. So they found it to be a good idea to add words, and hopefully that'll bring back a memory of. This was the very first one that I designed with words, and I decided to, not just the word, but show the item.
Rough is interesting.
This is a scouring pad. Something so simple, and it's rough.
Yeah.
So, and it's just different textures. Soft.
And the soft one looks like something you'd use in the shower, is that
Yes, you use this in the shower. Yeah. We have a Velcro strip. And then I put this little guy who's hiding. He can come out, but I attached him to a string so he doesn't get lost. And he can always go back into his little hole. So,
And this is nice too, because when the grandchildren come to visit, it becomes a focal point, something they can do together maybe.
exactly, something that they can do, absolutely.
Mary, how many have you done? Have you counted?
Over 200. I have done at least 200.
And all
between-
different.
All different. I never make two of the same.
And do you know before you start making it what it's gonna be?
No, sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'll come up with the idea like an apron full of pockets. And my very first apron had at least 6 different pockets, and there was something inside each of those pockets. So it's just whatever I'm thinking, you know, and then sometimes I'll give it a title, like this is my Patriotic Apron. I went with red, white, and blue.
And that way they wouldn't lose it, they could tie it around
They
their
could-
waist.
yes.
So they wouldn't lose it, because
Exactly, and then if they get up and want to move around and still have this to fidget with, it's a part of them.
I think that's a great idea, because losing things is a big part of dementia, isn't it?
Exactly, yes it is. And this is a way, you know, with the pockets, if they have something small, they can just keep it in the pocket and not have to worry about losing it. And I know we have a lot of University of Miami fans out there, so this is a manly piece that I made, and I sent it around the different sports at the University of Miami. And it's a number of different things that you can do. We have the pad, we have a ball for tennis, it squeaks. We have a little pocket here, the person can actually take a family photo and put in here, or a picture of the person. So we have football, we have tennis, we have baseball. And then we have the Velcro strip as well. This is for fall. I tried to think of a season, and with that season I came up with some different things for it, for the pumpkin, for just squeezing to exercise the hand muscles.
Is this faster to make, easier to make than the original ones that were quilted?
Yes, this is a lot easier. To teach someone how to do this, as long as the person is comfortable using the sewing machine, it could take maybe 2 hours. Yes. And it's just picking, you know, the colors you want to go with, you know, and then what fidget items you want on the piece. And just maybe 3 hours at that.
I want you to meet a very important part of our group, and this is Tim Brown. And he's going to explain a little bit about how we work here.
Hello, my name is Tim the Tailor, and I'm one of the sewers. We pre-make the aprons and the blankets by sewing the pieces of fabric together, as Anna mentioned about earlier. And then when the helpers come in, we let them play with all the fidgetable things. Fidgetable is a new word. Fidgetable things to design it and decorate it the way that they see fit, and then we do the actual sewing on the pieces. So it may even be a situation where someone comes in and they see particular fabrics that they like and want to stick with that fabric pattern, and we'll work with them as far as piecing the fabric together, getting the apron sewn, getting the blanket sewn, so they can add the fidget pieces that they're going to add. And then they pass them off to us, the sewers, and we actually sew them and bring them to life on their behalf. So it's all their concept, all their ideas, and we handle all the heavy lifting on their behalf. I found out about it. I came to the community center, the Key Biscayne Community Center, seeing if they taught a sewing class, because being a tailor, I wanted to participate in a sewing class. And the director, Roxy, she actually mentioned what these ladies had going on. So I decided to come check it out, and I've been here ever since. For me, I love sewing, I love what I do, but for me, it's about the passion that these ladies have about these blankets that they make. So if all I have to do is sit in the corner and sew so they can make their dream a reality, I'm for it.
And besides that, he's more than that too. He might make a suggestion that some of us less creative might not figure out how to work it, and he does it.
Yeah,
So-
and he knows everything about the sewing machine. I have called him so many times, you know, for help. So it's amazing. He's amazing.
He's amazing, and it's very interesting. Roxy said to me, I have this fella that sews. Would you like to meet him? I said, oh yeah, and had no idea
But I was
he
just
would be
awesome.
such a, yeah, that you would, we would find such a treasure, right here on Key Biscayne.
When they give me the fabric already with all the designs, and it's already sewn by the machine, now I have to find the fabric to put in the back. See, like this one, I have to find this kind of fabric or something to back it. So it comes to me, and I find this, the backing, and the bottom. You have to pin everything all around. This takes time, then you have to cut it. And this one girl came in and said, I can't do a thing. There must be something you can do. So I can't sew, I can't design, but I can cut. I said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna pin the stuff and all you do is cut. I had her busy all day long. And she left very proud. So we find what they can do.
My name is Miriam, and I sew all these blankets that are given to me, and I put them together by the group, which they work as a team. You know, and it's very nice. I'm very happy with my group. And I'm very happy because I was able to go with them to the palace, which is a very nice facility, and we were able to give the blankets to the residents that have Alzheimer. And the way they took the blankets and play with them, it was a very rewarding experience. So, you know, they work with this, they played, you know, they like to take it out and, you know, the pockets, and it's nice. Well, I have to sew it all around.
So you had to pin all that.
Right. And that would be the end, you know, will be completed once I sew it. I've been doing it for about 3 months, and it's once a week that we get together for 2 hours. Well, would you believe that I heard about a group because of the Icelander newspaper that they have in the Key? So I find out, and I retired, so I decided to help the community in some way. For me, is the fact that we help the community and to see, like I said, the residents of the palace that have the assignment when they took the blankets and they played with them, you could see that they were happy, you know?
I'm Kathy Keith, part of the Fidget group. My job is I'm a sewer. Now, of course, you know when you sew, sometimes you have to be a ripper too. This was something I put on, it really wasn't good. This was someone else. Now, I just sew. I didn't put this together, but it was given to me to sew. So I sewed it. We have a liner in here, and get the backing, get it all turned, you know, pulled out and all. And then we normally put an edge. And I couldn't find any more rickrack, so I thought I would try this seam edge. It didn't look good. So here I am, putting my ripper to work. Oh, the thing that I really enjoy about the Fidget group is the camaraderie. You know, you really get to know these people that you're working with. It's a joy, and you're doing something in the community. So, praise God, I'm very happy. The other thing I like is I really got to enjoy my sewing machine because I get so much help. I get help from Tim the tailor on things I can do. I get help from Linda Manla. Just been a real pleasure for me because now I'm enjoying my sewing machine at home, and I'm starting a few projects at home where before this thing just sat still. I didn't know how to put the grease in, oil it. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to really even thread it properly. No wonder it was not giving me so many problems. It wasn't threaded properly. And all these things I've learned from joining this group. And Linda Manla asked me to join this group, and I couldn't exactly say no. She's done some really marvelous things for me. And so that was why I joined it, even though at the time I thought, oh, I don't have enough time, I can't do this. But I'm glad I did.
My name is Marielos. I'm living here for just only a few months. I moved here with my daughter, and I'm so happy to find this place when I can help to do things that I really love to do. I love to sewing, and I wasn't home doing nothing. And my daughter said, come on, let's go to the center. And she introduced me to this group. And I'm very happy because I can do a lot of things, and besides that, make friends and help others they need from us. I can do anything. Okay, what I'm doing in this case is adding a little bit to make it more excited for the people. Like with this one, they can play with this one, they can put it in the bag, keeping her mind busy. They can hold, this one going to be attached to this one. And this one going to be a purse, like a little bird that can play with the scenes. This is up and down for the whole. To make it keep the people busy. I help and just sew and put it together, add decoration. I'm part of the team now. I'm very happy with that.
I've been with Sally and this beautiful, wonderful group for about a year, and I enjoy just picking up all the odds and ends, the flowers, the zippers, and everything, and color coordinating them onto a blanket or an apron. And these lovely ladies sew them. Some are hand sewn, and the rest I'm pinned on until they sew them on the machine. And it's a wonderful feeling visiting the patients in the hospitals and giving it to them.
First of all, I like all these ladies. They do a wonderful job. They put their hearts through their hands and they make really wonderful work. And I thank them for welcoming me. They guided me. They told me what to use, so then I used my creativity, but they guided me, yeah.
Yeah, we rejected a couple of your
Exactly.
things too. That's it too, because we can't put anything on there that they might put in their mouths.
I don't know how to work a sewing machine, but I love colors and textures and all the things that we have. We have tables and tables full of goodies that we can mix and match on these blankets. So for someone who's artistic or creative, it's so much fun to pick out things that are color coordinated and the geometric patterns or whatever. It's very creative and it's so much fun. And it's just a lovely, lovely group of people. The people here are the big thing.
The girls put the stuff on the blankets with pins, and then I come around, and we're three of us who sew it down, and then we finish it, and there's cutting, and everything's with the machine at the end.
I have a sewing machine. I am the one sewing, and I improve my sewing methods a lot tremendously. And it's good to be here because we do things that I like, and helping the group to do something better and good for a nice group of people.
They gave us these fabrics, and we're supposed to measure 5 by 5, make it real. Well, we had 7 by 2 and 3 by 4, and us sewers would go, hey, what can we do? And we eventually made
I made a pattern on cardboard of a 5 by 5 square and had 50-year-old electric scissors that belonged to my mother. And the fabric was donated by Bonnie Craiglow. It's Bonnie, yes.
Bonnie, yeah.
And from her upholstery business. And so we were cutting them, and they were hard to cut with regular scissors, so I cut a whole bunch of them. But I didn't do much sewing because I'm not a good sewer, but I did give my sewing machine, my portable sewing machine, but I want to show you. This is for a friend, and her husband is having a real problem with advancing Alzheimer's, and they're waiting to find a facility for him.
Some people make the decorations. They knit it or they sew it together. Crochet, and we put it all together. It's wonderful. I'll show you an example here.
Are we staying here for a while?
See, it's a Christmas tree with just buttons.
Oh, that was
That's
darling.
beautiful.
I love it.
Huh? Isn't that?
And a lot of the contributors had buttons in boxes from their mothers. Remember, all of our mothers
use
had
everything.
button boxes.
We save buttons.
Yes.
Sure.
So that one has lovely buttons.
Well, you have to have the interest. If you have a group of people, men and ladies who might be interested in doing something like this, I think people have to really want to do it. Because it takes a certain amount of commitment. And it's for Sally's job, all that she does, it's a lot of work. because she goes out and she gets people to donate money, donate material, donate supplies, and then she goes and rounds up people to come. And you know, if you don't come, she's calling you. And if it's time for something, she'll call you. So it's a lot of work for the person that's actually running it. I don't envy her. The most rewarding part for me has been the camaraderie. I've really gotten to know a lot of people that I hadn't known before.
So it's really a team effort. Somebody has to shop, buy the things, get the fabric, donate it, and then cut it, and then put the fidgets on it, and then these guys finish it off. And they think that they did it all. They're sewers.
It's like a fidget.
Yes.
It's like a fidget assembly line.
Yes, there you go. And we really encourage other communities to do the very thing, because we did have a lady here that is taking everything back to Colombia, and she made one, and she's going to do this in Colombia. We're international. We also have given the blankets to many places, and many people on Key Biscayne found a need for them also. Their caregivers or their mom or their grandfather or their husband maybe might need them. So we share them with the community too. So please, if you know somebody, let us know and we'll get it to them. How do you distribute the products when we finish? And you can either come to us and ask us, and we will give them to you. You must, if you go to a facility where the residents are memory loss, you must go through the special channels that they have. So, and Roxy's helped us with the Easter seals, so she calls Easter seals and asked if we could come. We came, we gave a whole lot of blankets there, and interacted with the folks there. And also then there's a memory center in Homestead that we took a lot to. And also the Jewish home is very anxious to have us. So you have special channels you must go through because we don't want to insult anybody.
And what's nice is that once we go and show what we have, then they tell us, oh, we want a big piece that goes all along the wall, because people walk and they feel the wall. We thought, what a good idea. Now we also want small pieces, and we also want some way that the pictures of the family can be included. So I said, okay, you can send us the pictures, your name, and we'll do one with your pictures in it. See, so we get feedback, which is nice.
I thought the good feedback we got one time too was that they said that sometimes the Alzheimer persons don't do artwork, don't enjoy artwork. So in the art room, she said, why don't you make a small one for a person that doesn't care to do artwork, that has something to do. So, you know, that's great. That's how the small ones came up, individual. So that was a suggestion from the Jewish home. Excellent suggestion.
But you know, anybody can say, you know, my relative or my friend has Alzheimer's, and we say, okay, choose something you want, take it with you. Free! It's for free.
Fidget blankets
are made by
the creative volunteers on Key Biscayne.
Come join us.
If you're watching this, it's a great idea for you to get one started in your community.